When we talk about soils in agriculture, hindi lang dirt yung pinag-uusapan natin. It's a very important medium. Soil is the very foundation of plant growth, nutrient cycling, and food production. Kaya for today's lecture, ang pag-uusapan natin are the two most fundamental soil classification, that is mineral soils and organic soils. Ano nga ba ang pagkakaiba ng dalawang soil classification na ito in terms of how suitable it is to the crop, ano yung composition niya, ano yung mga different physical and chemical properties, and its effect in agriculture. So, to start with, I just want to give you a brief summary on what are mineral soils, and organic soils. So simply put, ang pagkakaiba lang nitong dalawang to is that kapag sinabi nating mineral soils, yung kanyang mga particles are dominated by mineral particles. Ano yung mga mineral particles na to? That would include your sand, silt, and clay. So most of the materials that you'll find in your mineral soils, so mineral soils yan, are sand, silt, and clay. And usually may organic matter dyan, yes. But the organic matter is around less than 20%. Ang mga organic soils naman, they contain a high proportion of organic matter. So when you say high, what do you mean by high? So it's greater than 20%. So oftentimes, ang mga organic soils natin ay nakikita sa mga basang environments. So in wet environments, kung saan naiipon lang at naiipon yung mga different plant and animal material. So yung mga tae, plant parts, etc. And then, they will accumulate there instead of decomposing. So itong mga organic soils na to, ang mga examples dyan are those belonging to the soil order histosols. Okay? So, mataas ang proportion ng organic matter, pero mabagal ang decomposition. So, ang pagkakaiba lang ng dalawang ito is, kapag sinabi mong mineral soils, their particles are dominated by minerals such as your sand, silt, and clay. May organic matter, yes, pero mas mababa sa 20%. Pag sinabi mo namang organic soils, they have high proportion of organic matter, usually higher than 20%. Ngayon, on the next slides, pag-uusapan natin, we will dive deeper on the differences of these two classification of soil. Unahin natin in terms of formation and environmental condition. So, titignan muna natin how does mineral soils form? So ang unahin muna natin are mineral soils, and then lilipat tayo sa organic soils. Okay. So in terms of formation, ang mga mineral soils natin, the main process kung bakit na-form ang mineral soils is because of weathering. So what is weathering? We've discussed this before. Weathering is the process kung saan yung mga malalaking bato, sila ay naka-cut down, they are broken down into smaller and smaller pieces, and then nagiging lupa sila. So sa mga mineral soils, nabubuo ang mga mineral soils natin because of weathering. And there are two types of weathering. Physical weathering, kapag yung physical breakdown ng bato lang, yung nangyayari, paliit sila ng paliit hanggang sa maging lupa. And chemical weathering naman kapag nagkakaroon na ng chemical reaction yung mga bato na ito on different factors katulad ng rainwater and oxygen. In terms of climate influence naman, ang mineral soils are usually formed faster, mas mabilis magawa ang mga mineral soils sa mga tropical regions or sa mga regions kung saan mainit and medyo humid ang climate. Why? Kasi sa mga regions na mainit and humid ang climate, sa mga tropical regions, usually, mas mabilis ang chemical weathering dyan. So mineral soils form much faster in tropical countries as compared to temperate ones. In fact, sa mga arid or cold regions, medyo mabagal yung weathering process kasi nga malamig, leading to usually medyo shallow or immature yung kanilang lupa. How about pagdating sa drainage and topography? Ang mga mineral soils natin, usually, they favor the development specifically on the upland area. So sa mga upland area, katulad ng Cordillera, katulad ng Bukidnon, usually mayaman sila sa mineral soils. Okay? Now, bakit? Because upland areas are well trained. Ibig sabihin, hindi nabababad sa tubig yung mga upland areas natin. Usually, kapag umulan dyan, yung tubig, they flow away from the top. And that causes some sort of erosion. Okay? Now, dahil madalas nagkakaroon ng erosion o at the top here, madalas may oxygen dyan, and yung oxygen na yun ang tumutulong sa mga microbes dun sa lupa to break down the organic matter and release the minerals to the soil. Kaya ang mga mineral soils, mayaman din sa, mayaman yan, makikita yan karaniwan sa mga upland areas. Kasi later, makikita natin, ang mga organic soils, usually makikita yan sa mga areas kung saan babad ang tubig. Ang mga mineral soils naman, makikita yan sa mga areas kung saan madalas na dedrain ang tubig. And ito yung ibig sabihin nun. So dahil ang upland areas is that usually water there are being drained continuously, may oxygen doon, and it helps the microbes to decompose the organic matter there and turn them into minerals, making now the formation of mineral soils. Now, kung kanina, sabi natin, ang mga mineral soils are formed primarily by weathering. So, ang way nila kung bakit nabubuo ang mineral soils is through weathering of parent materials. Ang mga organic soils naman, they are formed through the accumulation and decomposition of organic matter. Or, sa madaling salita, mas mataas yung accumulation ng organic matter as compared sa decomposition ng organic matter. So sa mga organic soils, ang nangyayari dyan, hindi bato. Okay? So it's not rocks that breaks down and creates it, but rather organic material. So ano yung mga organic material na yan? Yung mga dumi ng hayop, yung mga plant parts. Okay? So the accumulation of animal and plant remains, kapag nag-pile up sila, nagiging organic soil po yan. So syempre, sasabihin nyo sa akin, Sir, okay, nag-pile up sila, pero hindi ba may mga microbes that would decompose that? So kapag na-decompose sila, would that mean that they will become mineral soils? Well, yes, of course, may mga microbes dyan. Pero ang unique sa mga organic soils is that mas mabilis yung accumulation. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-pile up yung mga organic matter material as compared to decomposition. Okay? And bakit? Because of the lack of oxygen. So in these particular areas where organic soils form, wala masyadong oxygen. So hindi niya natutulungan yung mga microbes to decompose quickly yung mga organic matters na nagpa-pile up. So ang nangyayari is that nagmumukha lang silang mga bulok. So basically organic matter piles up, but the decomposition is not catching up. Hindi sumusunod, hindi ganon kabilis yung decomposition, hindi ganon kabilis yung decomposition doon sa accumulation ng organic matter. Kaya ang mga organic soils, madalas makikita mo yan sa mga cool, wet, or anaerobic environments. Sa mga marshland, for example, sa mga marshes, coastal wetlands, or mga swamp area, mga organic soils po yung mga nakikita natin dyan. Bakit? Kasi sa mga areas na to, very poor ang drainage, hindi basta-basta bumababa ang tubig, and dahil lagi silang flooded, walang oxygen, yung mga microbes hindi sila nakakapag-decompose agad-agad, and then nagpa-pile up lang ng nagpa-pile up yung mga organic materials. And this proves my third point. Ang mga organic soils, mababa po ang oxygen sa kanilang lugar. Basically, anaerobic yung conditions. Therefore, the decomposition is usually slow. Sabi ko nga kanina, mabilis ang accumulation, ang piling up of organic matter, pero mabagal ang decomposition. Bakit mabagal ang decomposition? Kasi walang oxygen. Okay? So decomposition is slowed down because there's no oxygen, allowing organic residues to build up, forming now your organic soils. Now, to just give you a brief overview on the differences of organic and mineral soils, I have created this table. So ano ang source ng mineral soils? Usually, ang source niya is the weathered parent material or the weathered rock itself. Whereas ang organic soil naman, it is made up of plant and animal residues na nag-accumulate. Ang mineral soils, they are being formed through physical and chemical weathering. Ang mga organic soils naman, nagagawa yan dahil naiipon yung mga organic matter pero hindi sila nadidecompose agad-agad. Ang mineral soils are usually formed under upland, okay? Upland areas kung saan nagkakaroon madalas ng erosion. Ang mga organic soils naman and maayos yung drainage. So, ang mga mineral soils, madalas yan makita sa mga upland areas kung saan may maayos na drainage, okay? Hindi naiipon ng tubig. Whereas ang organic soils naman, nakikita yan sa mga areas kung saan flooded lagi yung area, hindi bumababa yung tubig, walang maayos na drainage. Because of that, mineral soils, very present ang oxygen. Tinutulungan niya yung mga microbes to decompose the organic matter in the soil. Whereas sa mga organic soils naman, walang oxygen. So medyo mabagal ang decomposition. The soil organisms found in your mineral soils are those that are active decomposers katulad ng bacteria and earthworms. Sa mga organic soils, ang mga nabubuhay lang dyan is yung mga decomposers na kayang mag-thrive kahit na walang oxygen. So may mga anaerobic bacteria, anaerobic fungi, and some other decomposers. Ang mga mineral soils, usually mabagal ang formation niyan, especially kapag clay formation yung pinag-uusapan natin. Whereas ang mga organic soils naman, mabilis. Mabilis yung piling up ng organic matter, pero mabagal po ang decomposition. So, yan yung difference between mineral soils and organic soils in terms of the process of their formation, saan sila madalas nakikita, ano yung status ng kanilang oxygen, etc. Ngayon, tignan naman natin yung difference ng mineral soils and organic soils based on the composition and physical properties. Unahin natin dyan yung organic matter content. Nasabi ko na to kanina. Ang mga mineral soils, sabi natin, ang organic matter content nila is usually less than 20%. Okay? So may mga plant parts dyan, may mga decaying crop residues, may mga animal parts, no? May mga microbial biomass, pero less than 20% sila in terms of their weight to the entire soil. Very crucial, ano? Gusto natin yung mga mineral soils natin may organic content kahit na konti. Okay? Because the organic matter allows the soil to improve its structure, mas nakakapag-retain siya ng tubig, and mas nai-improve yung tinatawag nating CEC or cation exchange capacity. Ang mga organic soils naman, mas mataas sa 20% yung kanilang organic matter content. Yung iba, umaabot ng 90% yung organic matter content ng organic soils. However, kahit na 90% yung organic matter content dyan, hindi ibig sabihin available siya sa halaman. Why? Kasi sabi natin, usually yung mga nandyan, accumulated organic matter, hindi pa sila na-decompose. So, hindi pa nare-release yung nutrients na para sana doon sa halaman. Nandyan lang sila. They are accumulated, they are piled up, but they are not yet decomposed. So, isipin nyo na lang in terms of organic matter content, ganito ang pagkakaiba ng mineral and organic soils. Ang mga mineral soils, yan ay parang rice na may kaunting soy sauce. Yung soy sauce, yun yung organic matter. That's mineral soil. Ang organic soil naman, yan ay napakadaming soy, tapos may konting rice. Yun ang organic soil. So, yun yung pagkakaiba ng dalawang ito in terms of organic matter content. Tingnan naman natin sa kulay. Ang mga mineral soils, ang kulay usually ng mga yan are reddish, lalo na kapag mataas ang iron. Okay? Kapag well-drained yung soil, nagiging reddish yung color ng mineral. Minsan kapag wala naman masyadong iron, nagiging grayish naman through the process of what we call as claying. Okay? Ang mga organic soils naman, usually, they are black. Okay? Bakit black? Kasi nga mataas yung organic matter content, mataas yung humus content dyan. So, humus are partially decomposed organic material. So, usually, ang kulay niya is very consistent na black ang mga organic soils. However, not all black soils are organic soils. Please remember that. Okay? Maraming mga mineral soils na black ang kulay kasi mataas ang humus. Okay? So, yung humus na ito, which is an organic matter, kapag na-mix yan sa lupa, malakas yan makakulay. So, hindi porket itim yung lupa, sabihin nyo na agad na, ay, organic soil ito. No. It really depends not on the color, but on the quantity or gaano ba karami yung organic matter doon sa lupa. Kapag less than 20%, mineral soil yan. Kapag more than 20%, organic soil naman yan. How about in terms of texture? So ang mga mineral soils, basically in terms of soil texture, dinidescribe niyan yung proportion of sand, silt, and clay. So may mga mineral soils that are sandy, silty, and clayey, and some in between. Okay? Ang mga organic soils naman, in terms of soil texture, hindi mo siya kinaklasify as whether it's sandy, silty, or clayey. But rather, ang classification mo sa mga organic soils is either sila ba ay fibric, hemic, or sapric. So, ano ba ibig sabihin ng mga to? Kapag sinabi nating fibric, yan yung stage ng organic soil mo kung saan least decomposed siya. So, ibig sabihin yan, nakikita mo pa mismo yung mga animal and plant residues doon sa lupa. Okay? So, very distinguishable pa sila. Makikita mo pa na, may dahon, may twigs, may branches. Kasi hindi pa siya nadi-decompose masyado. Partially decomposed pa lang. Ang mga hemic naman, yan yung mga moderately decomposed na. So, half-half. Whereas yung sapric, yan naman yung stage ng organic soil mo kung saan very, very decomposed. Ito yung most decomposed stage of your organic soil. So, para mas madali nating alalahanin, kapag sinabi mong fibric, fibers are still visible. So, yung mga fibers ng halaman, makikita mo pa yan. Fibric. Pag sinabi mong hemic naman, by the letter H, half decomposed. Moderately decomposed. And kapag sinabi mong sapric, with the letter S, super decomposed or so decomposed. Kasi siya yung most decomposed stage of your organic soil. Next, ano naman ang difference ng mineral and organic soil in terms of bulk density? Magtitake ka ba ng licensure exam for agriculturist this year? If yes, I believe my course is for you.
Enroll now at Learning Agri with the modular course by clicking the link below. Ano pang hinihintay mo? Mag-enroll ka na. Samahan kita mag-review. Bye!